Hello. Today I'm about to reveal something that most people would rather ignore. But once you see it, you can't unsee it. This could change everything you thought you knew about relationships and trust. Imagine living your life surrounded by people who smile at you yet secretly harbor feelings that could tear you apart. Feelings of pure hatred. Sounds intense, right? But the truth is, hidden hatred is far more common than you think, and it often lurks right under your nose. What if I told you that there are 12 clear signs that someone close to you might actually hate you, and you've been missing them this whole time? It's shocking, but it's a reality many face without even realizing it. These signs hide behind everyday actions, seemingly innocent words, or those subtle gestures that feel just a little off. Recognizing these signs could be the difference between staying trapped in toxic relationships and freeing yourself from people who drain your energy and peace. Here's what I need you to do. Stay with me until the end. Why? Because by the time this video is over, I'll reveal a powerful, game-changing tip that will help you not only spot these warning signs, but also protect your emotional well-being moving forward. You'll learn how to guard yourself against those secretly undermining your happiness and success. This isn't just another video, it's a wake-up call. By the end of this, you'll see through the facades, break free from deception, and finally understand the real intentions of those around you. Are you ready to uncover the truth? Brace yourself, because the signs I'm about to share could change everything. So grab a seat, open your mind, and let's dive into 12 undeniable signs that someone might be hiding hatred in plain sight. And remember, stay till the end. You'll be glad you did. Sign 1. Fake smiles. They smile, but their eyes don't. This is one of the most subtle yet terrifyingly clear signs. Think about that person who's always around you, smiling at gatherings, laughing during conversations. But when you look into their eyes, the warmth is missing. Something feels off. Their eyes seem empty, or worse, they carry a strange glimmer of disdain. Maybe they avoid direct eye contact altogether. This is an unconscious reflection of hatred, or at the very least, a deep discomfort they feel toward you. The smile is just a mask, a polite social gesture they feel obligated to offer, but the eyes never lie. They are the windows to the soul, and if they show no real emotion, no true connection, then the relationship is nothing more than a mirage, something that looks real but isn't. This type of fake smile can become routine. They greet you with forced politeness, and on the surface everything seems fine. But if you pay attention, you'll feel the difference. The air feels heavy, the energy feels strained, and the smile, it feels rehearsed. Look into their eyes. Do you feel the disconnection? This is hatred disguised as kindness, and if you know how to read between the lines, you'll see it clearly. This can be painful, especially when the person in question is someone close to you. But remember, people who secretly hate you will always hide behind small gestures, like a soulless smile. If you've ever felt this disconnection, if you've sensed that a smile is nothing more than a facade, chances are that person is not truly invested in your well-being. Hatred isn't always loud or aggressive. Sometimes it hides in small, subtle moments, like a smile that never reaches the eyes. Never underestimate the power of eye contact to reveal the truth. If someone's smile feels forced, if their eyes remain distant, the message is clear. They are rejecting you, whether consciously or unconsciously. What do you think? If this resonates with you, comment 9 below. If not, comment 0. Your feedback matters. And don't skip ahead, because in the next part, I'll reveal a secret that can change the way you perceive the people in your life. Stay tuned. Sign 2. Avoidance tactics. They constantly find excuses to avoid you. A clear sign of hidden hatred is when someone repeatedly comes up with excuses to stay away from you. This can be one of the most obvious indications, yet it often goes unnoticed at first. When someone continuously avoids seeing you, spending time with you, or even interacting with you in any way, it suggests that underlying resentment is at play. Hatred isn't always expressed through direct conflict. Sometimes it manifests through avoidance. The person might say they're too busy, overwhelmed with work, exhausted, or dealing with urgent matters. Over time, these excuses become increasingly frequent and less believable. What's happening here is that they no longer want to invest even a moment of their time in your presence. Regardless of whether you've done anything wrong, their constant avoidance is a deliberate act of distancing. Hatred often expresses itself more through actions of avoidance than through outright hostility. When someone keeps making excuses, they are, in reality, constructing a barrier between you and them. This is their way of shielding themselves from whatever discomfort they feel toward you. And the most frustrating part, they do it in a way that makes it difficult for you to call them out on it. They are too subtle for that. They ensure their avoidance remains just under the radar, making it impossible to confront them directly. Excuses serve as a mechanism to maintain distance without the awkwardness of an open conversation. It's not just about not wanting to see you, it's a psychological way of rejecting your presence without outright saying so. It's as if these excuses build an invisible wall that grows taller with each passing day, leaving you with an uneasy feeling that something is wrong, but no clear explanation. Their avoidance holds an unspoken message. They don't want you in their life. If someone truly values you, they will make an effort to spend time with you, even when life is busy. Excuses are just a way to push you out, making you feel like an inconvenience. Being on the receiving end of such treatment can be painful. It leaves you feeling rejected without any explicit confrontation, and that in itself is one of the most obvious signs that someone harbors resentment toward you. Sign 3. Downplaying your wins. They never celebrate your achievements. They only minimize them. When someone secretly dislikes you, they will rarely, if ever, express genuine happiness for your successes, no matter how significant they are. You might have worked tirelessly toward a goal, but when you finally achieve it, this person won't celebrate with you. Instead, they will minimize your accomplishment, make dismissive comments, or ignore it altogether. This kind of behavior is deeply hurtful because it not only disregards your efforts, but also signals that, in their eyes, your achievements hold no value. Their indifference stems from hidden resentment. People who dislike you don't want to see you succeed. They don't want you to stand out or shine. Their dismissiveness may come in the form of a half-hearted smile or a comment like, "That's a decent start," even when you've reached a major milestone. Rather than acknowledging your success, they make you feel as though your achievements are insignificant. This type of response is designed to undermine your confidence, making you feel as though no matter what you do, it will never be enough. If someone consistently refuses to acknowledge your victories, minimizes them, or acts indifferent, they are clearly showing that they do not respect or appreciate you. Never underestimate the impact of people who downplay your achievements. It's a classic tactic used by resentful individuals to keep you from realizing your full potential. Sign 4. Deliberate ignorance. They intentionally ignore you. When someone deliberately ignores you, it's a strong indication that they are actively avoiding you. This isn't simply forgetfulness or being preoccupied. It's intentional. Ignoring someone is one of the most hurtful ways to show disdain, because it goes beyond just neglecting your presence. It outright rejects your existence. It sends the message that your words and company do not matter. This tactic is often used by those who harbor resentment as a way to make you feel invisible and invalidate your presence. When someone consistently ignores your messages, excludes you from conversations, or refuses to acknowledge your presence, they are silently expressing their contempt. Silence and indifference can be far more painful than open hostility. Ignoring someone is a passive-aggressive way of saying you are not important enough to acknowledge. This form of rejection can be emotionally devastating because it attacks your self-worth. When someone ignores you, they are not just dismissing you, they are manipulating how you perceive yourself. This kind of behavior is subtle but extremely effective in making you feel like an outsider. Over time, it leaves you feeling unwanted and unworthy. Sign 5. Sarcastic compliments. They compliment you, but with sarcasm. Sarcasm is one of the most cunning forms of hidden hatred because it masks hostility under the guise of humor. When someone gives you a sarcastic compliment, it's a subtle way of belittling you. These remarks are designed to attack your self-esteem without being overtly aggressive. The person may not outright say they dislike you, but their sarcasm betrays their true feelings. Instead of genuinely uplifting you, their words leave you feeling uneasy. Sarcasm is like a dagger wrapped in polite words. It appears friendly but is meant to wound. This tactic is commonly used to erode confidence without direct confrontation. It allows the person expresses resentment while maintaining a facade of politeness. Over time, these sarcastic remarks accumulate, making you feel as though nothing you do is ever good enough. The insincerity in their compliments serves as a constant reminder that their words are not meant to build you up, but to subtly put you down. Sarcasm is a form of psychological control. The person using it wants to keep you doubting yourself while avoiding open conflict. They want you to feel insecure without giving you an opportunity to confront them. If someone repeatedly offers compliments that feel more like hidden insults, pay attention. It's one of the clearest indicators of their underlying resentment. Sign 6. Unwarranted criticism, constant criticism without clear foundations. When someone hates you, they start criticizing you for things that don't make sense. At first, the criticisms might seem reasonable, maybe about your behavior or actions, but when these criticisms become frequent and lack logical reasoning, it's a clear sign that hatred is taking shape. Baseless criticism is an indirect way of attacking your self-esteem while creating emotional distance. Hatred disguises itself as constructive criticism, but when there's no real reason to criticize you, it's a clear sign of deep resentment. This person isn't interested in helping you improve or correcting an error. They aim to undermine your confidence and belittle you. The criticism becomes a subtle attack that strikes without giving you a chance to defend yourself. It's not an honest, constructive conversation, but rather a subtle assault designed to weaken you emotionally. If you find yourself being criticized constantly, even for insignificant things, and the person doesn't give you room to defend yourself or explain, it's likely they are showing their hatred in an indirect but devastating way. Senseless criticism becomes a form of control. As the criticisms pile up, you start doubting yourself. Is what they're saying true? Am I really doing everything wrong? The worst part is, the person criticizing you has no intention of helping you improve, but aims to keep you in a state of doubt and mistrust. Hatred hides in every baseless critique that makes you question your self-worth. So if you are surrounded by destructive criticisms without justification, with no clear solution, and always intended to undermine your confidence, you're facing a sign of hatred disguised as advice, but with no regard for your well-being. Sign 7. Comparisons to others. Constantly comparing you to others. When someone hates you, one of the most insidious ways they show it is by constantly comparing you to others. This comparison has nothing to do with wanting you to improve or grow. There is no encouragement or positive intent behind it. The person who hates you doesn't take the time to see your individual worth, recognize your achievements, or appreciate you for who you are. Instead, they point out how you are less than others, how you're not as good or successful as the person they favor or those they consider superior. This isn't accidental. Every comparison they make is loaded with judgment and disdain. What they're really doing, implicitly, is telling you that you're not good enough as you are. They might not make it obvious. Sometimes they disguise it as advice or a constructive suggestion, but what they're truly doing is lowering your spirits, making you feel small, and causing you to doubt your own value. This isn't criticism meant to help you improve. It's criticism intended to keep you in a state of insecurity. Every time they compare you negatively to others, they're telling you that you're not enough, that you'll never be as good as someone else. This behavior is corrosive and harmful, designed to make you feel inferior and undervalued. Hatred hides in comparisons. At the end of the day, if someone truly respects and cares for you, they don't need to make you feel like you're not as good as someone else. But when hatred is present, those comparisons become a mechanism of control, a way to diminish you in the eyes of others and in yourself. If someone around you constantly compares you to others in a negative way, it's a clear sign that they not only despise you, but want you to feel the same way about yourself. Sign 8. Mocking your weaknesses. They mock your weaknesses. Another clear sign that someone deeply hates you is when they constantly mock your weaknesses or insecurities. Everyone has vulnerabilities and human flaws, and what we need from others is understanding, support, and patience. However, when someone who hates you uses you as an object of ridicule, pointing out your weaknesses, they're treating you with contempt and disdain. This ridicule is not intended to help you grow or improve, but is a way to humiliate you, to make it clear that this person has no respect for you. This type of behavior has no place in a healthy relationship. People who care about you, your friends or family, won't laugh at you when you make mistakes or show vulnerability. Instead, they'll support you and offer help. However, when someone hates you, they exploit your moments of weakness to attack you, to make you feel inferior. This not only hurts you in the present, but leaves emotional scars that can last a long time. Constantly mocking your weaknesses is a subtle form of control and humiliation. It's their way of telling you that you're not worthy of respect or acceptance, flaws and all. This behavior has a profoundly negative impact on your self-esteem because it makes you feel that everything you are, even your most human and vulnerable aspects, are reasons to be laughed at. Instead of helping you heal or grow, this person pushes you into a space of shame and despair. It's a way of expressing hatred that leaves you feeling like you'll never be enough. Mocking your weaknesses is a cruel reminder that the person not only doesn't care for you, but takes pleasure in seeing you fall. Sign 9. No support in hard times. They don't support you in your difficult moments. One of the most harmful behaviors someone who hates you can exhibit is a lack of support when you need it most. Everyone faces difficulties in life, and we look to others for comfort, understanding, and support. However, if this person shows indifference, or worse, seems pleased by your problems, they are clearly showing their hatred. Not supporting you when you need it most is a cruel and selfish act that reflects that they don't care about you at all. When you're facing a crisis, and the person who hates you turns their back on you or even criticizes you for feeling bad, it's a sign that not only do they not care, but they're hoping for your failure. This indifference can be devastating because it creates a deep sense of isolation. It makes you feel completely alone in your moments of pain. And that feeling of loneliness is even sharper when it comes from someone who is supposed to be by your side. Not receiving support from those you care about during your most difficult moments is one of the most painful gestures someone can make because it's an act of total abandonment. If someone hates you, they'll let you fall in your most vulnerable moments. They'll make you feel that you don't deserve the comfort of others. Contempt hidden behind the lack of support in hard times doesn't just affect you in the moment. It has a lasting impact. It makes you doubt the kindness of others, pushes you away from trusting people, and often makes you feel unworthy of love or care. It's one of the cruelest forms of hatred because it robs you of what you need most when you need it: love and support from others. Sign 10. They seek you out to make you feel bad. A clear sign that someone hates you is when they deliberately seek you out just to make you feel bad. This isn't about a misunderstanding or an isolated moment of bad attitude. It's an ongoing behavior, a conscious strategy to make you feel uncomfortable, vulnerable, or even humiliated. It's as if they are waiting for the perfect moment to attack you, to find something that bothers you and use it against you. These people are often very observant of your reactions and insecurities, waiting for any opportunity to harm you. This behavior isn't just destructive, it's toxic, cruel, and manipulative. When someone seeks you out with the intent to make you feel bad, they're prioritizing their own pleasure over your well-being. They thrive on your discomfort and enjoy seeing how it affects you. They approach you only to put you in a position where your emotions and self-esteem are deeply hurt. This can manifest as subtly as a derogatory word in the middle of a conversation, or as openly as a direct attack, where they mock you, criticize you, or make you feel as though everything you do is wrong. It's premeditated behavior, which makes it even more dangerous. Such treatment is a clear form of hatred because they are not just rejecting you, they are actively and consistently attacking you. They seek you out with the goal of seeing you suffer, watching you break down emotionally. If someone is constantly trying to make you feel bad, there's no doubt that what they feel for you is far from love or friendship. It's pure disdain, a desire to see you fall, and an eagerness for you to experience emotional pain. They don't seek you out to support you, but to see you weak and vulnerable, and that's a form of hatred that should never be ignored. Sign 11. Speaking badly about you behind your back. They speak badly about you behind your back. If someone hates you, one of the most common ways they show it is by speaking badly about you behind your back. This behavior is particularly insidious because it leaves you without the chance to defend yourself or address the situation. It's a passive yet equally destructive way of expressing themselves as they spread rumors, lies, or criticisms about you without your knowledge. Talking badly about someone behind their back is one of the most cowardly ways to express hatred. It denies you the opportunity to confront the situation or defend your name. When someone hates you, they feel free to badmouth you because they no longer see you as someone valuable, respectable, or even worthy of being heard. People who act this way aim to damage your reputation, spread falsehoods about you, and make others view you negatively. Speaking badly about someone is a form of social manipulation, an indirect way to influence how others perceive you while you remain unaware of what is being said. This behavior can destroy friendships, workplace relationships, and even your emotional well-being. It makes you feel vulnerable and insecure and creates an environment where you can't trust others. Those who hate you in this way are not just openly rejecting you, they're also jeopardizing your image and emotional stability. Speaking badly about you is a form of psychological harassment that can leave you feeling isolated, alone, and hurt by something you didn't even know was happening. Sign 12. They rejoice in your failures. One of the clearest signs that someone harbors true hatred for you is when they take pleasure in your failures. Rather than offering comfort or support in your difficult moments, they seem to enjoy watching things fall apart for you. This isn't just indifference, it's a deeper-rooted contempt. They're not merely ignoring your struggles, they're celebrating them. Seeing you fail gives them a sense of satisfaction, as if your setbacks validate their own superiority. When someone finds joy in your failures, it reveals not only hatred, but a complete lack of empathy. Your pain fuels their sense of importance, making your hardships a source of their twisted pleasure. This isn't just a lack of support, it's active enjoyment of your suffering, which is a clear manifestation of deep resentment. Being around such a person can feel like a constant battle, as if they are waiting for you to stumble just so they can revel in your downfall. They don't want to see you succeed or thrive. In fact, your struggles reinforce their own sense of power. They are happy when you make mistakes, when you feel defeated, and when life doesn't go your way. Their hatred runs so deep that your suffering becomes their satisfaction. Final thoughts. As we conclude, remember this: you deserve to be surrounded by people who uplift you, not those who secretly hope for your failure. If any of these 12 signs resonated with you, it's time to make a choice, to step away from negativity and protect your peace. Don't allow others' hatred to control your happiness. Take charge of your emotional well-being. Choose relationships that nurture and support you. Your peace is invaluable, and only you can safeguard it. If you found this video insightful, don't stop here. Take action. Leave a comment with your thoughts or experiences. Share this with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe to stay informed on how to protect yourself from toxic influences and cultivate healthier, stronger connections. You are worthy of love, respect, and genuine relationships. Never let anyone make you doubt that. Stay strong, stay true to yourself, and I'll see you in the next video, where we'll continue empowering you to live your best life. Take care of yourself. Your happiness matters.